Hey everyone, this is Nate from Sprite Lovers here. Megan is at work right now, so I wanted to do just a really brief update video about the channel and some things going forward because we've been a little slow on the channel front. And there's reasons for that, so I wanted to just kind of bring everybody up to speed. So first of all, some of you may have heard from our Facebook page, or if you know us, we are actually selling a good portion of our game collection. So it's definitely a sad thing. I love collecting. Megan loves collecting, and one of my personal things was like I just loved building a library. So even if it wasn't games I was going to play right away, I just liked collecting and the hunt of collecting. And by having more that I like to collect, it actually made it a lot easier because I'd always find stuff, whether it was $1 to $5 games that we always joke about, or some of the heavy hitters, so, and modern games and stuff too. So you're gonna hear Argo bouncing around in the background playing with his bone, so I apologize for that. But so that's kind of it's kind of one of the first things we wanted to talk about because we love going out and hunting for games still, and we probably will still do garage sales and everything, but it's kind of like refocused a little bit. We need a lot of money relatively fast, so there comes a point, I feel, this just goes for all collectors, where if you have a responsibility that you need and you're sitting on all this collectible stuff that you know you could sell for a value, put the responsibility first, and you can always get the games back, even if you won't get them back the same price you got them back in the day and everything. There's ways to get them. I've been downloading some games that I want to sell the physical copies of that have digital versions out there on Virtual Console and stuff like that, so it's not as much of a sting if it's a game I really want to play. But other than that, it's like, I know I don't need any of this stuff. It's more of just I really want to have all these, and we're gonna, after all this is done, we're gonna still be collecting, and things will we had that we sold will probably come back into the collection. But we're kind of doing a refocus, so that's kind of the first thing that we're doing with the collection. We're still collecting, but there's different goals that each of us have. Megan, her goals are more of her backlog. There's games she's really wanted to play that she still hasn't gotten to, and as the backlog gets bigger, there's more and more games that she hasn't gotten to play. So I know she really wants to play through some of those heavy hitters, some of the classics that maybe I have played that she hasn't, she really wants to play. And then as games come out newer, like if it's something she wants to play now, she'll play it now. It's not like we're going to be buying something and then it's just sit on the shelf, for years, and then meanwhile the price goes down on it at stores, because that's how modern games tend to normally go, from 60 to 30 to 20. So we're just being a little more patient with it, and that's kind of more Megan's goals. She wants to get through some of those games that she's always wanted to play that we've had. So that's her focus primarily. And then I have two goals, actually. The first is to really get some of the holy grails I wanted. Now, luckily for me, there's nothing like a stadium events that I want to have in my collection. It'd be great to have it, but it's not at all a goal of mine. But I've always wanted some games like Panzer Dragoon Saga, Saturn Bomberman. You notice there's a lot of high-priced Saturn games that I want in there. But even like Tron Bonne for PS1, the games that I legit wanted to play, especially Panzer Dragoon Saga. That is a game that I love the series. I've played through back in the day, Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2, and then missed out on Saga, and even though I saw it for $40 at Electronics Boutique back in the day, but let's not bring me back to that time. And then when Panzer Dragoon Orta came out for Xbox, I played that, and so I just love the series, and I really want to play that, seeing that I love the series already, and it's an RPG, so it seems like perfect mix for me. So that's the first part of my goals, are to really focus on getting the things I've always wanted, so I just have those big ones that I've always wanted, even if it takes time. And then the second thing is I am actually going to focus on getting a complete PS1 collection. I love the PS1. It represented just the perfect time in my life of going from the 16-bit classics to something new. Biggest jump for me personally in like graphic and potential quality was when I played Mario 64, so that has like the bigger impact on me. But overall, that whole era of the late 90s for me is just such a huge moment, because with PS1 especially, you still had so many high high-hitting JRPGs and new ideas, just games that weren't afraid, like Ape Escape. Let's use this controller every way we can on the PS1. So definitely love that system. I love the era. I even love the chunky graphics, and there's just such a huge nostalgia for me. And so that I'm going to go for a complete collection. So that's actually going to start up a new series on the channel of my goals, getting through that, and what we can get here and there as we're collecting. I'm also going to be trying to potentially trade out some of the stuff that I'm not going to sell out of the collection for some stuff for the PS1. Like, for instance, I have Lunar for the Sega CD. I wouldn't mind that going towards me getting the complete Lunar Silver Star story for PS1 instead. It's kind of I'll still have the game, and it'll also go for that PS1 goal. And I already have a good amount of PS1 games to start, so there's going to be a separate video to kick off that series. It's going to have a subtitle and everything other than Sprite Lovers, so you will see that in the months ahead. But brings me to the last thing, and that is that we are, because I mentioned earlier, we are selling a lot of our games. We're not selling online really yet. We're not ready to go on eBay and start selling some of the individual ones. We're actually giving dibs to our friends first, and I would definitely like to give dibs to some of our fans and viewers out there. If there's a game they know we have, or you want to ask to see if we have, I definitely wouldn't mind doing that. But we're not going to do that just yet, because on May 15th, Megan and I are going to be at the Salt City Collecticon in Syracuse. It's at the F Shed in our regional market. It's the last building. They had one there last year that was great, and this year is going to be even bigger and better. It's a Comic-Con toy. There's like comics, toys, board games, video games. It's just a really fun time. They're great people. They've been a vendor at our convention as well, and we have a great relationship with them. So we're definitely excited to be there. It's going to be a retro GameCon table, but then also our friend Pat Milligan from River City Retro is going to have a table there, and then us, the Sprite Lovers, are going to have a table there too. So after that event, we sell some stuff at that, then because we're obviously not bringing everything we have, but we're gonna have a good chunk of variety there. That's gonna be where we first sell some stuff, and then if there's some stuff that we want people, say, hey, do you have this game? I'm looking for this game. Are you selling this game? I wouldn't mind giving dibs to people we at least know, even if we don't know personally. If you've watched the channel, and it's good to know it's going to somebody who really wants it. So the only thing I will say, it's just one little stipulation, is because the whole reason we're selling this is because we need the money, not because we're just getting rid of stuff we don't want. We're not going to be able to give bro prices. Like, you're not going to get like 40% off of a game or anything. It might take a couple bucks off here and there, especially I definitely take condition into or as a factor. But I think that overall, the more it's the same kind of rules you see a lot of times. If you buy a lot of games, I wouldn't mind taking more off, but it's less of a selling stuff to get it sold fast and at a somewhat good rate, or like for instance eBay, getting the eBay fees out of there. But it's less of that and more of it. I want it to go to somebody who wants it. They might not get a super deal, but they're getting a game. We know it's going in good hands. So that's kind of one of the stipulations I wanted to mention about when we're selling stuff. And then anything else we have left, we have some options of selling in bulk to different various directions. But before we do that, like I said, I'm giving dibs to our friends and fans. So that's pretty much the update I wanted to give. There will be some more, what we've been playing videos and stuff like that down the road. It's just because we're in kind of a transitional period right now and trying to get stuff together, what we're selling. The game room's a mess, and after the Salt City Collecticon, I think that'll be when we can really start focusing on the new direction of the channel. So just wanted to give a brief update since we haven't been on for a while, since the last road trip video. And there will be some more road trip videos too. You will see some more of that as we got some trips planned as the weeks go on. Megan's going on a vacation with a friend of hers to San Francisco. So maybe while she's off doing that, I'll do some Sprite Lovers videos on my own, some solo ones with this garage sale. And of course, we've always had guest stars like Argo here, who's playing with his bone. Argo really wants me to play with him right now, but I'm in the middle of something, Argo. So there's always special guests besides the dog, like Cameron and Caitlin and our friend Mr. Fantastic and Grimsy42 and our buddies Adam and April. You know, we'll try to incorporate some of the people you've seen in past videos and who have, some of them have YouTube channels of their own. So we're going to try to keep things fresh and everything. But thanks for sticking through these transitional times. You know, we've had a couple like this throughout our tenure as YouTubers. So we appreciate everything. And thanks for watching this update video. I hope everything's a little clearer now of the direction. And like I said, if there's anything you're interested in purchasing off of us, shoot me a message. Just know it's going to be a little bit before we sell some of the stuff, so some of the stuff might be gone at that point. But you know, it wouldn't hurt to ask, and we want it to go to a good home. So that's the update for now. Any questions, of course, you know, you can comment or private message us on Facebook or whatever you want. But until the next time, we will see you later.